Okay, so now that you've seen the ASH video, let's talk about some of the factors that actually influence whether or not you conform. Um, you're not always going to see conformity all of the time. It's just not realistic. But there are several characteristics that can increase or decrease the likelihood of conformity in any situation, okay? So the first thing is the status of group members. So if the people in the group around you have higher status, that's going to increase your level of conformity. If there is direct pressure or ridicule, that's probably going to increase your conformity as well. So if you're wearing something different from the group and there's actual ridicule for that, you're going to be more likely to conform. If there's more than 3 people, so group size is one thing that influences conformity. More than 3 people, you see conformity increase. So you can see on this graph here that with one person, percentage of conformity is only around 10%. With 2 people, 15%. 3 people, it jumps up to about 30%, and then you can see that it kind of levels off after 3. So really at least 3 people, that's going to get your maximum likelihood. And remember, if you look, in this situation with these data I should say, the percentage of trials, it really only goes up to about 35% max. Okay, so you're not going to see conformity all the time. It's just something that does happen relatively frequently. If there are people there in the group who dissent, who do something different, that drastically decreases the level of conformity. So if there are people who are doing a little bit different things, you're going to see conformity drop significantly. Cultural norms or values. In some cultures, conformity is much more important than others. And then personal traits, right? So if you are someone who doesn't like to go along with the status quo, your levels of conformity are going to be a little bit lower. Well, the next thing I want to talk about after conformity is persuasion. Some people call it persuasion, some people call it compliance. Whereas conformity is a situation where you are mimicking or changing your behavior or attitudes because other people are doing something. Persuasion or compliance is when someone intentionally tries to change your behavior. Okay, so this is intentionality. So this is when a salesperson tries to get you to buy something, a politician tries to get you to vote in a certain way. These are all persuasion. Okay, so it's when a person's attitudes or behavior are influenced by communications with other people. Again, it's important that this is without duress. So this isn't someone telling you that you have to do something. It's someone communicating with you in a way that influences you. Okay? So there's 4 techniques that we're going to talk about. The first is foot in the door. The foot in the door technique came from traveling salesmen who were selling vacuum cleaners. And what they would actually do is throw dirt into the floor when someone opened the door so that they could get their foot in to demonstrate the efficiency of their vacuum cleaner. The technique foot in the door is when you get someone to comply first with a small request. It increases the likelihood of you complying with a larger request later. Okay? So, for example, if you were, say, walking around campus and you saw someone saying they needed signatures for some sort of point, I don't know, some reason people collect signatures, to stop killing baby koala bears or something, they would first ask for your signature, and then after you agreed to sign, they might ask for a $5 donation. That's a great example of foot in the door technique, because by getting a small compliance, you signing your name to this petition, you are then going to increase the likelihood of you going ahead and giving a donation. The second technique is door in the face. It's a little bit different, and the idea with door in the face is that you first ask for a ridiculous thing, and you metaphorically get a door slammed in your face. Okay, so if you were to need to borrow some money from one of your parents, you might say something like, "Can I please borrow $5,000? Okay, if I asked my parents for that money, they would say absolutely not, door in the face. And then I would come back and say, that's fine, I understand. Can I please borrow $50? Okay. And getting that metaphorical door slammed in your face increases the likelihood that they're going to say yes on the more reasonable request of $50. Okay. The third technique is the lowball technique. Lowball techniques are used in advertising, but they're technically illegal. When someone says starting at $19.99, but the reality is there aren't any of that product that actually costs $19.99. They actually, you have to add on all these different things, and it ends up costing $35.56 or something like that. So the lowball technique is when you advertise a price, and then you get people to come to buy it, and then you let them know that actually they have to pay more. Okay. And then the that's not all is exactly what it sounds like, also known as the ShamWow technique, right? If you call in the next 5 minutes, you'll get 3 of the slap chopper, okay? So anything where they just keep on adding on and adding on more things, that's not all. That's another technique wherein you get people to comply more easily. So, dun dun dun, this is an extra credit opportunity for you guys. If you are willing and want to earn the extra credit, you need to choose one of these 4 techniques, one of these persuasive techniques, and utilize it in some way with someone else, okay? At this point, it's either going to be via Zoom or on the phone or someone that you're currently quarantined with. Use one of the techniques, write up how it went. Did you get compliance? Did it not work? Did it work? What was your process? Define the technique, tell me what happened, give me the outcome, and you can earn extra credit points. I'm thinking 5 extra credit points. So I will post this assignment in the extra credit folder. You can go ahead and find it there.